So next is the preparation of budget. In the previous video we have already dealt with a few points of this preparation topic. So again we'll see the preparation of budget. So generally the hospital administrator, the finance minister officer and the HODs of all departments will be involving in the preparation of the budget. So firstly the administrator of the hospital, he will prepare the assumptions in statistical terms about the kind of services a hospital gives. So in that the kind of services a hospital gives, it includes the revision of the salaries, the statistical patient statistics and other services which a hospital gives. So next is the hospital administrator, he will prepare the economic forecast. So generally economic forecast is nothing but a procedure where we are comparing the previous year's data with the previous year data and the current market trends. So he will prepare economic forecast with respect to the new developments and other factors. So in this we can say that neighboring hospital, in that the specialist and the super specialist, they will leave or join the hospital duties. So thus by this will be affecting the fixed or the capital budget of the hospital. So next is the hospital administration. Here it will outline the budget goals and policies as per the directives of the governing board or the board of trustees. So in this will be the budget goals and policies will be outlined by the administrator with in consultation with the finance officer. So these two people will prepare the budget goals and policies, which in turn constitute a experimental outline of the financial plans. So then the finance officer, he will prepare a budget package which will be including so then the budget hearing will be organized by the finance officer at all the departmental levels where the head present his or her draft budget. Then this finance officer, he develops the department's revenue budget and then it summarizes the departmental expenses budget and forwarded to the departments where a budget hearing summary will be given to the department head. Next, the financial manager, he will prepare a budget package and forward it to all the departments, where in the budget packet it will be incorporated the written instructions regarding the framework of the budgeting process, the procedures to be followed accompanied by the illustrative forms, and the calculations, which also contains the goals and policies, assumptions, schedules and past data applications to the department. So he then passes the budget package to the departments, which enable them to prelim draft of the budget. Then this package will be collectively explained to the department heads in a special convened meetings. Then this hospital administrator and the finance officer can take the advantage of these meetings for explaining all the budget packages. Then each department head will analyze the financial and statistical data which will be generated by his department and provided by the administration or the finance department. So in this he reviews the budget plan and develops the departmental goals and objectives and prepares the departmental expense budget. After that, a budget hearing will be organized by the finance officer and the budget will be presented by the finance officer to the governing board or the board of trustees, and then an approval will be given by the finance committee. So before giving approval by the finance committee, it will be in total budget will be given by the finance officer, which will be summarized and into a budget format including the statistical summaries. So this was the preparation of the budget, and next one will be the implementation of the budget. Generally budget implementation means executing the budget plan. So a plan will be there, so we just have to implement or execute that plan by implementing all the actions, that is the programs and the services the hospital intended to take during the final year. So in addition to this, it means it will be collecting the anticipated revenues identified in the budget to pay for the program and services during the fiscal year. So both delivery and revenue collection requires a well-conceived and comprehensive system of financial control, which will monitor all the financial transactions and provides a system accounting and financial reporting. So next are the parameters of implementation of budget. It includes the requirement of various departments, the actual fund position, utility of particular item, cost of product, quantity of product. So in that the actual fund position will be in that we'll be learning about the funds of the firm or a company. So in that, for successful implementation of the budget, it will depend on the financial position of a firm. So master budget and a cash budget will be giving the insight of the plan. Then overall these all types of budgets will be studied at the micro level to implement the planned budget. Next is the cost of products. So in this, the study of the cost required to manufacture or purchase a particular product will be very important in budget planning. So it will be including the direct cost as well as the indirect cost. So direct and the indirect cost, it means that production and the non-production cost will be required for manufacturing a particular product. So next is the quantity of the product. So effective inventory management is needed for the successful implementation of a budget plan. In that, we have to avoid the stockouts and overstocks to maintain or a effective inventory control. A huge amount of capital will be invested in the inventory. Next is the utility of particular item. It will depend upon the materials used and expressed in quantities, whereas the materials purchases budget will be expressed in both ways, quantitatively and financially. So this will be helping in the scheduling the purchase of materials to produce a given volume of output during a particular period. So next is the steps of implementation. In that, the first one will be the budget center. So at separate, the budget center should be there for each department in the hospital for the purpose of preparing its own budget under the guidance of the HODs. Next is the instruction of accounting records. So in that, this accounting record system should be introduced in order to record and analyze all the information required for preparing a budget. Next is preparation of organization chart. A chart should be there in which the responsibilities of each member to be recorded by charting all the staff. It will give his or her responsibilities and maintains his or her relationship with other members. Next is the budget committee. Generally, a budget committee will be established for successful implementation of the budget. So it will be including the chief executive, the budget officer, and the HODs of all departments. So in that, each member will be preparing his own budget. Then budgets from the various departments will be discussed and finalized in the budget committee by the budget committee. So in that, the committee's main functions will be defining the general policies of the management, supplying the info which will be helpful for preparing budgets, then receiving and reviewing the budgets from different departments, then suggesting any revisions in the budget, then approving the budget, ensuring the budget is submitted on time, and then preparing the master budget. This master budget will be prepared after taking various departmental budgets approvals, then considering the recommendation for changes in policies and procedures of the budget, and preparing a budget manual. Generally, a budget manual will be prepared for alteration. It means that the budget manual will be the alterations. These manuals are alterations can be easily made whenever necessary. In that, it will be including the budget period and the principal budget factor. So the budget period, it will be a period where the budget is prepared and used in the prescribed period of time. So it will be fixed by the budget committee. Next is the principal budget factor. It will be known as the key factor. The factors will be the shortage of raw material, the limited plant facilities, limited labor capacity, limited sales, etc. So these will be the examples for key principal budget factor, and which will be known as the key factor. So these factors will affect the success of the business. So generally, the principal budget factors will be carefully considered before any other departmental budgets are framed. Next is the advantages of the budget. So it will be including the better financial planning, better focus on the decision making to management, effective management of financial aspects. Then Advantage of the budget is that it exposes the explanations of over expenditures. Then it helps in target hospital priorities. It and it enhances